one of the units that can obviously kill, unlike a lot of the Soviet conscript builds and such. Good sweeping there, allowing the French Grenadiers to flank and possibly take out the fuel. And here comes the Panzer IV of Helping Hands. This is the command tank with its auras of defensive capability.
Yeah, and of course, with the command tank, we see Helping Hands has picked Blitzkrieg Doctrine. So this is going to give him some units to help his tanks fight a little bit better, and also in the late game, he'll be able to call in Ju-87s as an off-map tank, anti-tank strafes.
Absolutely. And here it comes in a... Oh, interesting camouflage denoting a fearsome outlook. Eye of the Tiger, taking out an entire squad there. And about to force away another with a horrific Helping Hands vintage overshot there versus Nagano. Probably took out a command panther somewhere on some ice.
So Hands is not content with the retreat of the Soviets. He's going to give chase. No survivors. Oh.
There you go. Combat engineers, I'll tell you what, of Scotch have done a wonderful job of keeping the territories. There's DevM's aforementioned Panzer IV, the OKW variant, very strong vehicle. And the Axis are on the resurgence. If you look on the tactical map at the bottom left of your screen, they are just pushing in all over the map. Allies are quaking in their boots right now. Zis has been found out. T-70's pushed away, trying to get some shots in. But can they?
This is very risky of DevM because we know for a fact there are a lot of mines in this area. One of them is there, and the minesweepers are here, fortunately. So that mine will not go off for the tank.
Oh God, can they button? Can they button? No, they cannot. Button, of course, meaning the LMGs fire at the vision slits of the tank, causing them to button up. It slows the tank down.
No, actually, Scotch has to be careful here because whilst he's holding the right-hand side, Nagano got pushed right back into his base and has been left with relatively little in this game, and that means Hands could come in from the left flank. So the game is pretty much being held, I think, by Scotch at this moment. He's got a lot of work to do and a lot of defensive positions. Sorry, a lot of defensive traps to lay.
He has. LMG Grenadiers vaulting into the trench. They fear no man. They're going to try and get a rifle nade off. No, they're not. They're going to run away. Very valid tactic by Hands.
Got the Sturmovik.
Oh, what was that incendiary grenade there? Taking out the guards. Here we go. Right, the Sturmovik flying tank. With a very good fire.
To be honest, I don't think that's going to cause many problems for Hands. I'm not really sure why that was called down because there's nothing pushing that side of the field. Normally it's used, you know, to support a big push, but this is going to be nothing more than a nuisance. Although what's Hands doing here?
Hands is taking his AT gun into the enemy base. He's going for an annihilation win. This is audacious from the Englishman. I can't believe it. It's not worked. What?
It's I mean, it's a Soviet AT gun. Maybe Nagano pleaded with him over open voice chat. Please give me back my AT gun.
Nice.
And he's delivered it.
Could have been a misclick, perhaps. It's a very, very tense game. Helping Hands, or James, as his friends might call him, he is focusing so fiercely on this battle in front of you for his very life. He is a professional computer gamer. He's a caster, a streamer. And for him, $5,000 is fantastic. That'll help him, you know, in so much in his career. So he's got tunnel vision at times, and you will see that. A lot of stress for the players today.
Nice grenade. This is a great grenade from Scotch. Look at the infantry models that died then. 2 squads wiped.
2 squads wiped indeed. That was a nuclear pineapple there. The Panzer IV is vengeful for his fallen comrades.
That's a really, really big hit. I don't think that Scotch is able to handle it on this side. He's up against the Panzer IV and the Command Panzer IV, but here's the T-34 85 variant from Nagano. This came just in the nick of time. So much work has to be done.
Does DevM's taking the point, so he may have just lost 2 squads there, but seemingly he's not in that shabby of a position. It's crazy to me. Just, by the way, killed one of the combat engineers that wasn't going to retake the T-70. No follow-up at this point. He is being pushed away. T-70 in a great position. Faust threatening. 3-man squad remains. There you go. Gets the shot.
Oh, really? Nagano actually gets his AT gun back. I think that's a real mistake by Hands. However that happened, giving that AT gun back is, you know, such an error. Now he has to fight against some AT, so he can't be using the 251 as aggressively. That's not upgraded, by the way, so I believe he's been using that to reinforce his troops on the field and keep a strong front line.
ISG's just doing great work of peppering their opponents. There's a Stone Pioneer with their superior repair times. They are a jack of all trades, that unit, so they are given a better repair time because they have to do so much in the battle for OKW. There it goes, they're clumped up. Ooh, I knew that would be bad, but it wasn't quite as bad as I thought it would be. Got clipped on the trench. The T-34-85 missing woefully. Panzer IV for OKW, such a tank. Tank, of course, being an adjective used by computer gamers to describe something tank-like.
Very, oh, I was about to say, lucky retreat for the Maxim, but the ISG honed in a shot. Now it's having to be recruited by the engineers. Those engineers, of course, are going to be needed on the field to repair the only tanks that are holding the Soviets in this game right now. Holding the right fuel is absolutely essential. But as we get 20 minutes in, have a look at the resources. Do we think we're going to see any of the late game tanks come up?
Yeah, more than likely. This game has legs. If you look at the victory point count, it's very even. Panzer IV's in jeopardy in the top of your picture there. Get Mortar getting forced away. Could have been a lot worse. There's no Su-85s out at the moment. There's a Katusha out for Scotch, though. Where's the Katusha heading with its first barrage?
Hard to say. We'll find out where that goes in a second.
There you go. It's firing now. Straight into the centre of the map. Machine guns. Watch on in peril. First Grenadier needs to get out of there. Oh, what a barrage. MG's taken out almost. Oh, there you go. Last little rocket. Got a shot in.
It's a lucky retreat. But, of course, under the cover of the Katusha, they are able to take and hold that second VP. And Allies, I think, given how unlucky they've been in engagements in this game, still hold a decent section of the map and resources. So, no signs of losing, at least.
For either team at the moment, it's such a fair game that you just see on your screen 380 versus 310 victory points. So all is to play for in this game one of a best-of-5 semi-final in the largest cash prize tournament in Company of Heroes history. What's this? Is this more?
Oh my god.
It is indeed. It's more Sturmovic's flying tanks from the skies above. First Grenadier need to run. You need to hide.
Oh, it got the squad!
Well, you cannot hide! You cannot hide from the eyes above! The Sturmovic getting a kill!
Oh no! Oh, chasing the retreat path.
Skill there, Dan. I really thought that he piloted that plane with accurate precision.
Use the force, Luke. Yeah, I mean, actually, the Sturmovics, they don't normally close squad kills like that, but of course, you have to be careful of that kind of thing, and the added benefit is that they're so loud.
They are, Dan! I can barely hear you out here. This is AE reporting from the Western Front, Alliance of Defiance, and Sturmovics are deafening. Flying around the camera, of course, they're very close to our point of sound intake. Amazing RTS, of course. It has its quirks. The more you play it, the more you learn those quirks. You only need like 8 years of your life to learn it full. Very deep game, of course. T-70's on capping mode there.
Oh, recon mode for this.
Okay.
And of course, I'm just showing the line of sight at the moment. You can see how
lovely.
far it can see. So the T-70 is a great spotting unit, and of course, we just see a cheeky Raketin from DevM open up. Can he get the first hit? Raketin, what are you doing? Take a shot!
No! And here comes the Raketin. Sorry, here comes the rocket launcher, the Katusha. Where's it firing? Where are these rockets hitting?
Do you know what? I don't know. Oh, they're over here, actually.
Oh, of course. We all know that Scotch hates trees and sheds. He's a big hater. The tree and the shed, they have to go. Every time I play the game. That's a French accent for those of you that are wondering. French, Russian, similar. Don't worry about it.
Oh my. 80 guns set up in a great position here from Helping Hands. Hands as well, by the way, just unlocked the Ju-87s, so he can get snares on those vehicles. You might call that down. We've got a second T-34-85 on the field for Nagano. Things are starting to heat up.
The rare T-170. Panzer IV command tank with very inaccurate fire. very low velocity round. I don't know why it's got quite such a trailblazing effect, but regardless, Vet 3 guards watch on as they keep the centre in Franco-Russo hands. Team 3485 is absolutely fearless. Look at it, marches into enemy lines. Tanks watch on. They have got the shots in. We've got a damaged engine thanks to the Panzerfaust. This could be one dead Russian tank.
This is really bad because I think Nagano feels like he has to commit here. And I think that was a bad decision. He also isn't penetrating the Command Panzer IV from the frontal armor there. So he needs to get out. The Su-85 with the AT gun support has come in to try and help even the engagement. One shot from this Su-85 could penetrate, but does not get it due to lack of vision.
Nice telemine there. It was unexpected. We couldn't see it on our screens, and he certainly couldn't see it not having the Minesweeper over there. He's got his Pioneer has a flamethrower, by the way. That's not important because we're talking about the flamethrower on the Soviet combat engineer. T-3485 reversing away. Let's check out some of the other armies. Down what DevM got right now as he's Panther 4 backing up. Virginia.
1 second though, because we do have Ju-87s called in from helping hands, so all of the vehicles in this area do need to get out of the the circle radius of fire that those units will strafe. And just remind me, what were you just about to say?
It was a completely invalid and useless point. It is in fact way more interesting to talk about the Junkers 87, otherwise known as the Stuka. In this case, in a more late war anti-tank role, aka ground attack fire, rather than the early war Stuka dive bomb you may have seen in films such as Stuka 2, Stuka Boogaloo, and Dunkirk.
Stuka Boogaloo.
Oh yeah, one of my favourite films.
Long hits from the AT guns here. T-70 on Vet 3, very, very valuable unit for the Soviets right now. They need that, I think, for the later game, so they can spot for units like the ISU, and if that unit has good spotting, it's very, very lethal, so they need to keep that unit alive in this game.
There's Hans threatening at all times with a rifle grenade, but in this case he eats a guard's grenade and is forced away from that central victory point. But it does not matter because the guards now live in the central victory point in the form of ashes.
This ISG's been a beast in this game. It's had quite a few wipes. In Panzer IV there, the Panthers on the field. What did we just have on the field for helping hands? He's gone for the Brumbar.
The Sturmpanzer via Brumbar. The Professor of Destruction. This thing is an artist. Where people paint with small strokes, it's got a huge brush. And it's like, happy little tree here, gone. Squad over here, gone.
He's not the painter, he's the eraser of the anti-brush. 80 gun. Oh, this is a good position. This is a really good position. Actually, both shots, the Su-85 and the AT gun miss. And again miss. This is one of the problems, actually, when you've got your vehicles on the move.
The hit, and then the Command Panther came in. He's got a damaged gun. Here comes the Command Panther yet again. Su-85 recoils in terror. One more shot required. It's out of here.
Oh, slight overextension there from Scotch. Scotch is really struggling. Nagano's nowhere to be seen as he tries to get the right-hand side, but DevM completely uncontested with his armor loadout on the eastern side of Alliance of Defiance, and don't want to see that T-70 go down.
Not if you're a Scotch fan, as DevM is on the warpath. Panzer IV pushing in. Vet 3 T-70 could get taken out next. He changes his mind. He's going for a different target. There he goes. He sees T-70 again. It was hiding behind trees momentarily. He's coming once more. T-70.
He escaped.
Just about there. Felt like the great escape.
He escaped, and now the T-3485 is coming over to try and deal with a very, very
low... Take it out! PTRS, eat your heart out! Double guard squads, take out the hero Panzer IV of DevM's army.
This is a cracking game. That looked like a really confident scenario for DevM. But
Nagano's combat engineers in the north there. I believe they just... one of them got wiped, yes. Oh no, they both escaped just barely. Vet 3 is surviving. There's a man in the chimney, Dan. Guards just jumped out of the chimney, possibly delivering presents. We do not know at this point. Command Panther, just such an amazing weapon of war. Here comes another T-3485. There's a weapon of industrial warfare.
Oh, Scotch is... I feel like they're going to be saving for things like the IS-2, ISU, but they're very low on fuel income.
Oh, Katusha on the house there could be obliterating the MG. Indeed it does.
Nice use of the Katusha. Squad wipe with no chance of being recrewed there.
Taking out the Ziscun at maximum range elsewhere on the screen. T-34-85 Command Panther going at it.
Nagano feeling a little bit confident there. I wouldn't be.
Ziscun was taken out by hands in the centre. And it's all about duking out right now. Command Panther versus T-34. Prodigy is coming for the Faust cheekily. No, they've flanked this Vet 3. Maxim, it has to pick up the gun. Oh, there we go. Command Panther reversing away as the plane comes from the skies above.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that was a good call by Nagano, actually, because they need to suppress infantry in that area whilst they recap the fuel. Left side fuel completely negated. Plane goes down over the centre.
Here comes the Brombear, watching on. It's had a little bit of a nerve recently. Can still do some nice looping shots though, as you see there. I must say the Axis have really pushed down into the south at the moment. If we check out Scotch's army, Dan. Yeah, see that he's not got much left. T-34-85 just holding the line at the moment. On the alliance of the Defiance, it seems more like Triple Alliance is winning here.
I like that the Allies are still finding a lot of time to be aggressive here. That, of course, is really important. Do we have the Katyusha firing right now? Yes, we do. It's firing on a critical defense position for Helping Hands, forcing him away, leaving the AT gun vulnerable. But, of course, the Panther, continual aggression on the right-hand side, means that all of these tanks are kind of sucked up into these engagements.
Very vital, because of course there's a victory point there, and right now there's a triple cap currently, almost. No, that's the fuel point. The victory point is in Allied hands. It's 2 versus 1 at the moment. Very even on victory points, though, it must be said. Here comes the Command Panzer IV with 30 infantry kills.
I think Hans plays this unit very well. Plays it in the right way as well. He's just kind of pushing infantry off the flanks. It's a great support unit for the support.
Oh, Sturmgewehrs, eat your heart out, dismantling those Ziscuns. Here come the T-34-85s, the Panther command tank possibly overextending, going for the Su-85. This is a big moment here. We don't have any planes to spoil the party. It's true armour on armour action.
Yeah, not confident that pushing in with the Panther is a good idea.
Look at Nagano's tanks. They're all stacked up. He can't get out of there. Rakanver eating them alive. Oh, big shot goes in. Will the Command Panther take a shot from behind the bushes? Perhaps. No! Helping Hands with a fantastic manoeuvre. Pack 40 at max range. Great teamwork there by the Englishman.
Was that an overshot from this tank?
No, it was a Pack 40 shot from the north of your screen. Helping Hands save the day. What a fantastic shot there.
God, I was not expecting that shot.
It was cracking. Obel Soldaten duking out against Maxims. These guys have a lot of veterans. They seemingly don't care about machine guns.
Obel Soldaten. Very, very hard anti-infantry unit there. So it will be a focus point for Scotch to deal with. But really, actually, he's got to deal with these tanks because they're just causing so much havoc, pushing away the Maxims all the time. Is this a good flanking position? Just see that the Panzer IV got buttoned there.
Devem isn't doing bad flanking positions at the moment. He's making so much use of Alliance of Defiance. But here we go. The Command Panther's heavily hit here. T-34-85 needs 2 big shots. First one bounces. It's still in jeopardy. Panzer IV's going to get around the rear now. Angles, there you go.
Well, it's not really a fan of the decision making because the last shot could be the end of this T-34-85, and it is. Now the Su-85 is left in a position where it could be fausted by the Grenadiers of Helping Hands. Yes, it is. And is there a position now? Oh, it's just going to throw in the towel and GG.
Victory is ours.
Wow, what a game one. That was one for the ages. Top 5, top level 2 versus 2 game I've ever seen for certain because of the stakes that are at play. It was such high level.
It was a very high level game, and Helping Hands and Devem looking very strong. They look to be working together. They look to be playing their sides very, very well. Scotch did really well then, and what I'm surprised about is Nagano actually was the one that lost. Yeah, he lost out on his side. I think a few too many.
I think he lost out at the end there, but
well, you can see here. I mean, look at this. Look at this. KD. He was behind, I think, a little bit there, which is unusual. We normally
but Nagano was the conscript player. So Nagano went 96 for 213 because he was a conscript player. Scotch was the support weapon player, so 122 to 155. I would not say that either of those two guys had a particularly bad game up until the end. Those tank plays were not what was required at that point in time. Was that just amazing play from DevM and Hans? Do we have to put a negative spin on it? Can't we just say that DevM and Hans in that game were really good?
They were really good, but I think if we're being honest, we can say mistakes.
I don't think so. I disagree vehemently. I think they had a decent game, but I think Helping Hands and DevM had a fantastic game.
Well, we can be the beautiful team that agrees to disagree on that, but we will find out in Game 2 whether there is a weak link in this team of four. Series of 4 players. I'm actually thinking, so this is a best of 5.
Yep.
With the potential to see 5 very long games. Do you have any predictions at this point?
Predictions at this point, based on that first game, based on the fact that I thought OKW player in South shouldn't be quite that good versus a Soviet player in the South due to the build-up urban area, I think DevM seems a little bit scary today. Helping Hands also. That Hail Mary attack ground AT gun shot from the top of your screen, we couldn't see it on our screen because it was more than one screen width as you look at a map in Company Heroes, which to me indicates that Helping Hands must have been clicking on the very periphery of his cone of fire, which means it's like a 1 in 5 chance, possibly 1 in 3 chance, somewhere around there.
It's possible for the projectiles to travel the whole map on an overshot.
It is. Attack ground overshots are scary.
If that connected by a chance, it's very.
But the tank was side on, in fairness, so you already are pieing a little bit more pie. And to be fair to him, he got it. So I think
it was a great play. But it's going to be an interesting series. Nagano and Scotch, when they play Axis, I think they do better as Axis from what I've seen.
Completely.
Especially when they get on that sniper play. It's going to be very, very dangerous with sniper play. Let's have a look if we've got the next game available. And hope everybody here at the moment on the various channels that we're streaming to, Steam, YouTube, Twitch, are enjoying the games. The 2v2 Anniversary Classic. KOTU is free this weekend, and if you download it this weekend, it will be free forever. Plus the 75% off on all the DLC, so now is the best time ever to get into this game. If you like what you see, if you want to get involved and play in these tournaments yourself, go and do it.
If you're a returning player as well, we've got so many changes to the game coming. New commanders, we've got commander revamps, 10 commanders being changed significantly, not small changes, big changes. And also the USF are getting a much needed rework to make them more strategically pleasing. So so much going on in Company Heroes at the moment.
I'm very much looking forward to the rework, because when a faction gets changed, I think that's creates a lot of new stuff to talk about. There's a lot more to explore. And do you know what I really would like to see? I'd like to see a little bit of Brits reworked as well.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
They are. It is part of the commander changes, the small iterative changes coming through. Basically, the community guys that are coding this or developing it, like ask Relic, if we get this one as well. So basically, for example, Royal Engineers will have a snare coming, which makes Brits so much better.
This is a really important topic, because Brits are the faction that kind of lacking a snare outside of a commander choice. So they have suffered a little bit, which is why we don't always see them all the time in tournaments. Nevertheless, a powerful faction in every other aspect. So they just need a little bit of a tweak there. But they used to be one of the strongest factions in the game, even without that snare.
We have a quick couple of minutes break until the next game. We have got the next game loaded, but we'll just rest our voices for a moment. And
I think that's a good idea.
Let's see you in a couple of minutes, guys. Don't go anywhere. Get yourselves a drink, and we'll be right back.
is ours.
Hello there and welcome to this historic second game of this best of 5 semi-final in the Anniversary Classic. You're looking at Scotch's Wehrmacht, Nagano's OKW as they face.
They're going to be facing the winners of the previous round, Helping Hands, this time playing as the Soviets. DevM is going to be playing as his best faction, USF.
In the south as well. Does that mean he's up against... Oh, he's up against Nagano this time. Okay. Nagano sometimes is the stronger of the two, but Scotch has been known to carry as well. Nagano is certainly the most feared 1-versus-1 competitor to come from Russia.
Yeah. You know, if you're a Company Heroes 1 fan, you would love this matchup on the right-hand side, DevM and Nagano. Yeah. It's a little bit of a classic there. Interestingly, DevM locked in his commander immediately. Heavy cavalry company. The pride of this commander being the M26 Pershing. What do you reckon?
Do USF have any other commanders?
Yeah, well, do you know what? I still really like tactical support. I think the Calliope was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but no offense, you two have just become a caster now. When you last played the game, there were other commanders, and now it's just heavy cavalry.
But you know me. I like rockets.
Rocket man. Indeed. Rear echelons pushed away by the superior firepower of the Stern Pioneers. Riflemen are surrounding them. DevM is a rush player. He likes to swarm you with superior aggression. Stern Pioneers going down the chimney for Christmas. Rifleman going behind green cover to fire them with his M1 Garants. Probably the best carbine or rifle system of the war, to be honest. It was had a great 10-round mag capacity and just a great, semi-auto
I'm loving what DevM's doing here. Just hops out of the building for a second to try and lure the Volksgrenadiers out of their cover position, then hops back into the building. But of course, they have found another little ledge to fire from. So, DevM winning his engagements, bringing some reinforcements up on the right-hand side to deal with the Stern Pioneers. Pretty tense on this side, actually, but let's not ignore what Helping Hands and Scotch are doing.
I'm sorry, I'm such a I'm such a Company Heroes 1 nerd. Can we ignore what Scotch and Helping Hands are doing? I just care about DevM Nagano. Right. I'll cast 1-versus-1 in the south, in the industrial area. You go up north, yeah? Sorry, dudes. I am a Co-1 nerd, and here we go. Riflemen are swarming around. Volksgrenadiers, watch on in terror. They have to retreat. Nagano has been forced away.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice. I mean, that's a clear win for DevM, I think, on that side. Getting the Stern Pioneers is the really important part. The Rifleman now keeps switching the buildings. He's waiting until his 5-man squad can get in there so he can retreat the lower health squad back to base. Great play from DevM. He's going to get full control of the right-hand side. Can Hands get the fuel on the left for a great allied start?
How many Maxims does Hands have now?
3 Maxims. Yeah. Unos, dos, tres.
He likes Maxims. Indeed. He does. They go rat-a-ta, they suppress, they run around like new mothers pushing their babies in their prams.
Never noticed this, they put the gates there. It's pretty nice.
Oh, that's beautiful. This map is fantastic.
You ever wonder why someone hangs their washing there? Next to the grave?
The map maker got lazy at that point. Oh, detail on the peripheries, windmill, grave, washing line.
Just insert what we like. But Engineers here with the flamethrower upgrade. This is a great tool for clearing units in cover or garrisons. Of course, able to burn out any units there with great efficiency. And there's a really good working here from Hands, actually. He's working up with the Maxims to provide this suppression, then getting the burst from the flames to push the units away. And actually means that there's nothing to contest Hands, just moving his way slowly up the map. If he captures this point here, he will cut off the resources on the left-hand side from his opponent, Scotch. So good
play there by Helping Hands, pushing all the way up into his enemy's territories. Meanwhile, DevM is on the insurgents. However, his riflemen have a bit of a tricky spot through all that Mauser fire. Maxim nearly, well, is indeed flanked. It was actually targeting the grenadiers, but it's only in a Pioneer that's flanking, so they'll be able to just soft pedal away, helping us with some great play there. Scotch, I tell you, he's not having the best day, the Frenchman.
No, I think It's hard, though, to play up against Maxims, especially when they're commanded by hands. He's got great positioning. He's so used to playing with, like, austere as well. You know, every time he lays something down, you know it's...
Oh, yeah.
It's just in the right spot. It's hard to play against.
It really is. He's a master of his craft when he's on form. And it's Devem doing the old Deven Arenio here. We've got the Lieutenant battling, and the Lieutenant hearkens the call of the AA half-track, of course. 50% complete already. Nice choice. Very nice choice. We have Mechanized coming up for Nagano, so maybe he'll provide a counter to that in either the Lukes or the Puma, but the A half-track is a great area denial tool, great suppression platform. It is, it really is. Reverses its way around the battlefield, denying area and being a tool. Well said. Rifleman, change course direction. Here comes the Flamer half-track from Scotch, well it soon will be, there you go. He's locked in immediately. Grenadiers backpedaling before they're suppressed, green cover helping them retreat. Stern Pioneer, a dire situation there. Nagano needs to get out of there. Devem with a huge tactical battle group. That's 13 men forcing their way into combat. Incendiary grenade goes off. That could be a bad one. Now open. Nice incendiary grenade. Very nice. Here's the AA half-track. You know what we were saying earlier, actually, about Nagano and Scotch maybe being off to a little bit of a rough start. Well, actually, they're holding double fuel. They're plus 30 income at the moment. Allies still getting a lot of the fuel resource in thanks to the strategic points they have. But, oh, here it comes. I can see little yellow line that hearkens the call, and there you go. He's actually driving front ways. Maybe he's going to drive past them and hit a mine. Fantastic work by Devem. He hits mines better than everybody. He's a Portuguese prodigy of hitting mines.
He's even the best at hitting mines.
That's right. AE is not a fanboy. No bias confirmed. Best at hitting mines. Honestly, he throws himself so elegantly in the air.
This is a danger situation right now. The Volksgrenadiers do have Faust thanks to the Mechanized Regiment being up. There's 2 Volksgrenadier squads. All I think he can do is maybe get out of the...
One in, still alive, just about.
He doesn't have the resources for it. He doesn't.
He does. The fire from the Volksgrenadier finished it off. Devem was excellent at exploding his AA half-track there. Fantastic work by the Portuguese player.
Of course, did actually get that second Faust off before we called it, but...
You did it with rifle fire. Small arms, of course, does work against these lightly armed half-tracks, etc. Just takes a while to penetrate. Lieutenant's in a little bit of a dire situation here. Stern Pioneer's pushing them away.
Really unfortunate. Hans has been really unsuccessful on this side. He's trying to use the barrages at the moment while squads are suppressed to get those squad wipes on clumped units. Devem here, though, is trying to fight with just kind of squads all over the place. There's no real strategy. I think he's just throwing squad after squad onto the front line, hoping for a breakthrough.
I think, as you say, he's just trying to slow Scotch's march, but Scotch has manhandled him there. The air half-track was not well played. It didn't even reverse him to combat. I don't know what it was thinking. Hit the mine. No mine sweeper, of course. Rear echelon was not within sight, although they do have the sweeper. You can see the leading squad, even though they have the bazooka emblem. That means they must have built the sweeper after they picked up a bazooka, which means Devem was not thinking of mines enough.
Yeah, I think as soon as you hit that mine, you have to know what your opponent's doing and invest. Let's have a look at this Flamer 251 here, coming to deal with the Maxims. It is a direct counter to what Helping Hands has on the field, and the 80 gun is not in a position for this right now.
No. Hands 2 Luke's as well. It's going to be out for Nagano. Oh, good shot there. It wasn't in position until the 251 moved into its arc of fire, seemingly. And here it is, the Panzer II on the battlefield for Nagano. Lovely little tank here. Maintains its viability throughout the entirety of the battle, much like the actual tank did in World War II. Of course, designed in the mid-1930s and seen combats on every front the Axis fought on. Well, the Western Axis at least. Oh, that could have been a spicy infiltration grenade lobbed there by Nagano. Nagano has now chosen... come on, there we go. Albinan's 251 hard track in peril for Scotch. Nagano, of course, has chosen the Command Tank Special Operations Commander in 99.9 recurring of his games. The other game, he misclicked.
It's such a good commander, though. This has always been a favourite for OKW. You don't have to build... Oh, look at these, look at these.
Ooh, infiltration grenades. I like them.
Devem somehow managed to avoid that as well.
Oh!
You know, bear in mind he can't see these units. You know, it's like
We do actually have double up in cheat detection today. We have Relic server-side cheat detection, but also the referees are in Discord with the players watching their games. Little tidbit for you there, so you know that everything's legit. Not that we'd ever cast aspersions against such a renowned player as Devem, but just so the fans know that whoever is the winner of this 10 grand by IRTS standards is legit, and you know, can't say fairer than that.
it'd be unfair to say to the players it's entirely for cheating, because of course it's in the situation of drops and things as well.
Yeah, who knows what could happen. They could be attacked by Velociraptors, and now we have it recorded. 251 in the north there. Grenadier is swarming around, so it's a good position using the garrison as a cover and firing through it with jets of molten flame. I don't know what kind of flame there are. Better than frozen flame, that's for certain.
Wow, it's a real stalemate on the field. It's good to see that the Allies have been gaining ground. They've got the units that are kind of swaying the territories a little bit. The T-70, very nimble units, but the Stuka Zufus has been called in, and this is going to start. I imagine this is going to go over to Hans's side and start picking off at the 80 gun and Maxims.
Oh, right. 251 Hot Track's in peril. It's going to get taken out with it. Oh, it popped smoke. Will it be able to reverse out of that? Oh, just whizzed over its side there. That was an escape.
Great play from Scotch. Great use of the smoke. And of course, that
just select that to get it.
I think he had Blitzkrieg selected before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's able to utilize the smoke. Otherwise, that'd be very, very quick micro.
Oh, 2 clicks within a matter of seconds. That's StarCraft levels of skill. I can't believe he did that. Amazing.
Oh no!
Firing into the west. Where's it going to hit? Down on the Maxims.
Yeah, the T-70 was actually so close to it and didn't even realize. Oh,
Rakettenwerfer.
Cheeky.
Nice. Cheeky.
Oh,
Good follow
no.
up here. T-70 in peril. Has it got the line of sight? It's now in attack ground. Can't do it. Forced to retreat from... Well, it is a rifleman, yeah. Don't want to linger. Yeah, it's a rifleman. Getting too used to conscripts on the battlefield. I was going to say, it's only a conscript. But no, it's a rifleman. Very accurate fire, even on the move.
It's true. Probably the most aggressive.
Definitely.
Starting game infantry, I'd say.
Other than the Stern Pioneer, but that's not really infantry. It's meant to be a working unit, even though it's pretty much a Terminator. I do love the design, though, but I like the fact that they're jack of all trades, and so you have to really be careful about losing. Riflemen getting forced away here by vanilla Frost Grenadier fire.
Oh, here we go with the infiltration grenades. Lethal Devem. Sensible decision to get away from that.
Yeah. Hard retreat, though. He'll get this fuel back now. There you go. It's like a firing squad. Come on, boys! A rapid minute! If they were Tommy, so it would make more sense, that joke. Never mind.
Oh, grenades going in there.
Oh, we felt the heat of that one.
Again.
What we got? Is it a light artillery barrage from the... Well, field artillery barrage rather from the system?
I think so.
I heard it. I did. I'm sure of it. Somewhere. Never mind. Maybe it's a T-70 firing.
Honestly, what a battlefield at the moment. Hans is trying to take the mid and left, whilst Devem is just brute forcing his way through the right-hand side. You've got the Echelons providing the AT against the Luke. Slowly, Nagano is being forced back. Echelon's going to get into the building here to get a vantage height sight point.
Oh, they fired fantastically through the window there, backwards and then forwards, and hit the superstructure almost. Oh,
I think they're actually targeting something else. On
I don't know what they're doing. That guy's drunk, clearly. You'll be firing bazookas from an enclosed environment anyway. You're going to knock your ears out or something. Anyway, Scotch is on the offensive at the moment.
I think Scotch is still playing very well. The key thing for me is that he's still got this unit here. Stuka is firing now, and I think it's going to hit these riflemen.
Well dodged. Well met, sir. And the rifleman, I don't know if that was intended or luckily dodged that. Must be said, by the way, Allies now have